Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Basa, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona are speeding up registration process ahead of their first La Liga game against Getafe on Sunday. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Andreas Christensen as the Barca defender is now fully recovered from his injury, which means he might likely feature against Getafe on Sunday. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. A nervous couple of days lie ahead for Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona as the new La Liga campaign kicks off in merely 24 hours. With the Catalan season opener away to Getafe looming on the weekend, the club still have a fair amount of Liga hoops to jump through in order to register a number of key players. Journalist Javi Miguel of Dario AS has now issued an update on who Xavi has available at the moment for the beginning of the season, with the race against time well and truly on to ensure he has his full roster at his disposal. So let's talk about 9 players pending registration. Amid new signings, contract renewals, and renegotiated deals, Miguel reminds us that there is now a large chunk of players that is yet to be fully cleared to participate in new season. Among the new signings are, of course, Ilkay Gundogan, Oriol Romeo, and Inigo Martinez. The latter also struggling with injury at the moment. Negotiated deals and new contracts include those of Ronald Araujo, Iñaki Pena, Marcos Alonso, El Alejandro Balde, Sergio Roberto, and Ace Abde. Araujo, Gundogan, Romeo, and Balde in particular are absolutely vital going into the new season, as they will form the cornerstone of Xavi's setup as some of the most valuable players in the squad. That means at present the players Xavi has available include Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, Andres Christensen, Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres, Rafinha, Ansu Fati, and Robert Lewandowski. If Barcelona fails to register the previously named players in time, this is the only starting 11 the manager can fill. The Catalans will now be hoping to immediately announce their deal to sell a percentage of Barca Studios to a German capital fund. A €60 million cash injection is expected from that deal, which will then allow the club to successfully field all the players and get the paperwork with La Liga done in time. Of course, La Liga kicks off for Barca on Sunday when we play away to Getafe, and it's still worrying. It's still a huge cause of concern that Barca are still to finalize registration of certain players. And I definitely thought this season would be different, but now we get to see it as a norm. It's just like a tradition. Like every season opener, before every season opener, Barca will keep bringing all this drama of registration at the dying embers of the summer, which for me is not making sense at all, because we're all assured before this summer began that all that drama we had 2 seasons ago back to back, talking about player not registered until La Liga kicks off. We start hearing reports of panic in the Barca offices that this player needs to be registered, this man must reduce salary and stuff like that. All this I thought we wouldn't even think about this season, but it's just becoming like, I don't know, why should Barca always keep doing this and this and that? This would be the third consecutive season we are still talking about registration drama, because at the end of the day it won't come as a surprise. The first game of La Liga will come and meet us when there are certain players who are ineligible to future. And what sense does that make? Because Laporta have always assured us during this summer, saying that those problems that we had 2 seasons ago, we won't see them again this time around. But what are we saying now? Isn't that the problem that we are still to face? La Liga begins even today, Friday, but Barca plays on Sunday. So if Barca don't start registering today, do you think they will do everything before Sunday? I very much doubt that. I very much doubt that. We have just 13 players registered currently. Just 13 players. How possible can we start the league with just 13 players? Which means that if Javi fails his first 11, then we'll just have two substitute on the bench. That makes no sense. So there are a lot. The new players, none of them have been registered. Players who did sign new contracts last year, none of them have been registered because normally they have to register those new contracts. Barca haven't, and players who renegotiated their deals, they haven't been registered. So it's still a big problem as Barcelona are still to finalize those registrations. And I definitely I hope that Laporta can do things this time around as fast as possible before Sunday kicks off, because it will be looking so bizarre that we begin our La Liga season yet again for a third year in a row with some players angry about not being registered, which for me it makes no sense. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, with injuries plaguing a crucial spell of Barcelona's season in 2022-23, the Catalans have already begun facing injury woes to some of their key defenders ahead of the beginning of the new season. After Ronald Araujo felt some discomforts against Tottenham in the Joan Gamper game, there were worrying signs for Barca, with a new campaign set to begin in less than 24 hours. Danish defender Andreas Christensen has also been prone to his fair share of injuries, the latest of which is discomfort to his Achilles tendon, which has sidelined him for a period of time. However, journalist Javier Miguel now comes bearing good news on both fronts. Miguel says that Christensen has now fully seen off the issues that he was facing and is ready to return to action. After Araujo asked to be subbed off in the Gampa, there were fears that Barcelona would begin the season without two of their crucial first-choice centre-backs. However, it would seem that since then, it's been made clear that the Uruguayan substitution was merely a precaution. Miguel states that both defenders will participate in training with the group tomorrow barring any unexpected twist. This contradicts earlier reports which said Christensen is expected to miss Barca's season opener against Getafe, but it definitely comes as a positive news for everyone around the club. Jules Koundé has now truly flourished in his preference or his preferred centre back role over the last few games, which serve as a positive news if Christensen is to be eased back into avoiding any setbacks at the beginning of the season. So, guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.